can't lie to a nun. We gotta go in and visit the penguin.
No way.
What's going on, guys? Logan JY here with my boy Abyssteaus, an undefeated OTS and multiple winning and topping OTS deck profile of this EXOSISTER pile that's got some shenanigans in it. Bro, what do you feel about this?
I saw Super Heavy and I said, oh wow, that card, that kind of just plays 40 monsters that lose to Shifter. So I felt like playing a deck that would be good against it. So I don't have Super Heavy done yet. So I was like, you know what? I have this deck. I'm going to try it. And it's been working. So far, every Super Heavy I played against lost.
That's what we like to hear. All right, bro. Let's see the list.
Okay. So first, obvious one is 3 Martha. She's crazy. 3 Stella.
Oh, yeah.
You have to play her. I'll show you why it's a little weird with her. 3 Ellis. You also have to play her. 2 Sophia. 1 Irene. You play 2 and 1 of this. This card doesn't do anything on its own. This card you only play because you play this because one of the traps has to summon 2 that say each other on their card text. And we have the new support.
So these things, right?
This isn't a new one. This is an old one, but this card's really good. So this card is technically a 1-card full EXOSISTER combo.
So why do you only play 1 of it then?
Because if this gets hand trapped, you hope and pray to God your opponent breaks because it's the only way you're living next turn. Because you literally cannot do anything with this. So I'd rather have Stella as my normal summon than this. This is like worst case scenario. I have no cards in hand, no cards in field. I normal summon this, it's full combo.
Got it.
Where it's like if I have this gets interrupted, I can still summon an Ellis, or if it doesn't get interrupted, I can summon whatever and still play.
And the other spirit monster is primarily an extender?
Yeah, it's just an extender. So there's a lot of weird combos you can do where if you like start with Martha plus Sakitama, you can end your board with your Magnifica and keep the Martha on field, because a lot of the time, like if you're playing against a certain deck like Super Heavy where it's like they constantly take stuff out of the graveyard, you can resolve your Martha to summon something else, like a Michaelis, or you could just summon one of your other extra deck monsters that's like considered an interruption.
Gotcha.
But other than that, this card's actually very good. Like, I'm surprised a lot of other decks that use certain different extenders aren't playing this.
Gotcha.
It's just a free card to put out on the field. But that's it for the main monsters for like the combo cards. They're all really cool. Logan hates them because he plays Tier and Drytron, and you know this card, which for some reason is still legal.
Ew.
When you play against Super Heavy and you resolve this card, they just kind of cry because they realize either I make Bausa or I'm losing.
Right.
So either way, but yeah, I don't know why this card's there. The other hand trip we play is 3 Gamma. Outside of, we also play Imperm as well. Gamma is very high impact right now. Gamma is really good against a lot of decks. I also play a card in the extra deck that can facilitate more for Gamma to help.
Yep.
Imperms so you don't get talents, and this is also high impact. I'm only playing high impact hand traps because I lose to one Droll makes this deck kind of weird, so you have to play Gamma. This also helps against Droll, which is in almost everyone else's deck right now, whether it's main or side.
Right.
And then you also don't get hit with talents as much. You rather, at least if I'm getting hit with talents, I use a high impact card.
Gotcha.
Making them parade.
Now you're not playing you're not playing Droll yourself. Any reason for that?
So I want to play Droll in the main. The only thing is, if I activate Shifter, I cannot activate Droll because Droll has to be sent to the graveyard.
Got it.
So that's why this is like, yeah, I'd rather have this because this is more high impact than Droll for my deck. Where it's like other decks like Super Heavy where they could play Droll, that's crazy high impact because they can't do anything and they just can make infinite, they get infinite advantage from their cards.
Got it.
So, for the spells, 3 packs, searches any card that says EXOSISTER in your deck. 3 Pot of Prosperity, also searches any card that says EXOSISTER in your deck and searches anything else you want.
Could be, yeah.
And then 2 talents. This card's crazy right now. If this isn't in your deck, other than Super Heavy, you guys get the one like stamp of approval where you don't need it because you can't use it. Haha, you guys suck. This card's like just really crazy. This card should be in every deck that can play spells. I'll be honest with you.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you want to search. There's a lot of searching. That's also why we play Gamma, so we stop Droll ourselves. For the traps, we play 2 Returnia and 1 Vadis.
Okay.
Returnia is very good. Being able to banish a card on field, and then if you have it paired with the Vadis, you can make an Xyz. Or if you have Magnifica plus this, you can get a double banish technically with a certain how you line it up right. But these cards are actually very good. It just this sucks because you need an EXOSISTER on field. but this also facilitates for it. But yeah, they're just good cards.
Gotcha.
But the traps are slow. And the last card of the deck, which is slow but also very high impact right now, is 3 Gozen.
Oh, I agree with that. Yup.
This card is very, very, very good right now. So you play against Kashtira, Gozen match just stops Kashtira for the most part, especially if you have Magnifica.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they start with Fenrir, you at least have something to stop the Fenrir before they can play. Because you technically get, if you summon Magnifica, you technically get 2 banishes if your opponent plays into it. Having Magnifica plus Gozen, a lot of decks cannot beat right now.
That's true.
So, and yeah, you could just flip, like, a lot of decks are playing Kaiju, so if you preemptively play this, like...
Right, you keep yourself safe.
Yeah. But that's it for the main deck.
Oh, you just stacked it?
I definitely just stacked this up weird. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. It's fine.
It's all good.
The extra deck, we have the boss-ass bitch herself.
Oh,
2
yeah.
Exorcister Magnifica. This card's crazy. I feel like every time I read this, she gets better and better. Like, and it's just cool artwork. I wish I had Starlights, but I'm poor. 3 Michaelis. This card's your spell and trap searcher. It's also a targeted banish. The turn that it's Xyz summoned. So weird thing about this deck, it likes to Xyz on my opponent's turn.
Right.
So it becomes an interruption, especially with Magnifica.
Now, does the third one ever come up, or is the third one there exclusively to avoid banishes?
I wish I could play 7.
Fair enough. Got it.
I go through it a lot. So we play 2 Asophiel. This card is a Abyssteaus, if I remember correctly. Yes, this is Abyssteaus. I don't know why I'm playing 2. It should really be 1, but every time I've summoned this against certain decks, I usually win. Right. And it's just another good EXOSISTER monster. We play Caspatel. We play only 1, because this should actually be 2, and Asophiel should be 1, but I'm lazy and don't feel like switching it. But this card also says that you can't reborn from, either player can't summon from grave, and this is your main combo piece that you're going through, because it searches a monster. So you can search out your Martha if you haven't used it that turn, or you can search out your extended to play. Right. We play 1 Jabrim. This is an infinite impermanence. Yeah, infinite impermanence, and she's part of your like OTK because you can detach material. The boost. Yeah, it's a boost, and then all Xyz the turn that you summon during that turn gain 800. So even if she leaves the field, they still gain 800.
Nah, that makes things scary.
Yeah. We play our lovely Zeus package.
Absolutely.
This is just for the 4 material Zeus. We played 2 Zeus, which for cash, obviously, because this card's threatening, and then we play the 3rd Zeus that doesn't say Zeus, but it is Zeus.
How often do you summon this guy?
Never, because this deck just... I realize more and more that this deck just builds so much advantage, and the idea of this deck is to just whittle your opponent down, especially when you're playing Shifter. Right. Like, they have to use so many materials. This would come up more if I was playing Dark Ruler, which I'm not. Right. Because having this plus Dark Ruler is kind of nice. Gotcha. But I think I would probably swap this for another card in the extra deck I'm going to show. Okay. Well, first we play Omega as well.
To go with the Gamma.
So... there's a weird thing about this with Martha. If you summon Gamma before you activate Martha, you cannot use the Gamma for anything. Right. But usually when you're searching, when they drill you, you could summon this, you rip another card out, and usually you can kind of play. Like, if I'm able to at least summon Michaelis, I can search a Returnia, so it becomes another interruption, and my opponent starts at 4 cards. Got it. So, but that's it for the extra deck. I would make certain changes. I'll probably leave it in the comment section. Another card I realized you could play Chaos Angel. It's a dumb interaction, but you could definitely do it because Chaos Angel does not require a tuner for some reason for a strong card. Next onto the side deck, here's our lovely Droll.
Self-explanatory.
So yeah, self-explanatory, but we do play Shifter, but it's just, I'd rather have 6 cards in the deck to beat 1. Right. So we play 2 Nibiru. This card is contradictory as well because you can't resolve Martha, but this card is just way too good to not play.
Especially in certain matchups, yep.
We are siding 2 Ash. This is mainly for Brandon.
Why not 3?
I don't have room for 3 because I'm playing a lot of other stronger cards in this deck. But I feel like 2 is fine. Like, if I see it, I see it. I don't, I don't. I search my deck. I draw. Like, I have Pot of Prosperity. If I really need this, I can get to it.
Fair enough.
So, but these are the extra hand traps I would play. Probably the second strongest card in the game right now is Thrust.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to show the 3 targets that we play for it. If we're playing a deck that doesn't care about this, I usually put all 5 of these in, no matter what I'm playing against. Because every deck right now is going into the extra deck. Any deck can lose to this, and this card's just really good itself.
Oh, yeah.
So Thrust can pick any one I want, depending on the matchup. And obviously all 3 of these are self-explanatory. I shouldn't need to explain them, but they're all strong.
Gotcha. Are there any archetypal cards you can grab off the thrust? Like
Yes, you could actually.
Cards.
So you can grab Pot of Prosperity if you need it. If you really need to dig for cards, you can grab Vadis. You can grab Returnia, which I've done a couple times because ending with Vadis and Returnia alone is a very, very strong combo in itself. But yeah, Thrust is one hell of a card right now, and I think it's gonna do nothing but get better. So if you don't have Thrust, pick them up now if you could.
Got you. Now, CJ, before we close things out, I want to ask you this. You mentioned that Super Heavy has proven to be a pretty good matchup for you. What other matchups have been proven to be easy for this deck to deal with, and which ones have been more challenging?
So, any deck that has to resolve around the graveyard and touch the graveyard at all. So you have Pearly, you have Super Heavy, you have Branded.
Yep.
Any deck that touches the graveyard in any way, this deck kind of deals with. And
Right.
we actually have one more side deck card that I'm playing, which is the 3 of.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's all right. XYZ Encore.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
So this is the spicy tech. This beats Noir because it detaches the material, then affects the monster.
Stops them before they get the draws.
Also, a fun fact about this: when you target the Arise Heart, it banishes the materials, and then Arise Heart goes back. This does not summon the materials because they're not in graveyard.
Got it. Right,
So-
right.
And it can't respond to. This is just a blowout against any deck that plays Xyz.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but
Rongo
yeah.
Box.
Yeah, right. Even it used to beat Rongo, and Rongo was a hell of a card. It's on the ban list for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
And but yeah, so talking about the matchups, I know Pearly has kind of trouble with Shifter because their cards need to kind of be engraved to reattach.
Yes.
But also them moving cards out of the graveyard affects my stuff. Super Heavy, I've explained.
Yep.
Branded is a weird matchup because Mirror Jade's a hell of a card. It's a
Right.
little bit. It really depends how good on we each open to
Right.
really make the matchup. Any deck like Drytron unfortunately can cripple to this deck unless they open really, really good.
True.
But yeah, this is just a fun deck. It's really not expensive. Like I think the entire deck alone, outside of like the expensive like Thrust and maybe Prosperities, you could probably spend $100 and you can get this deck. And you could have like decent side, decent extra, like Zeus, everything else. Like the only thing that's really, really money that's outside engine is probably this, not including side deck cards.
Right.
But yeah.
Honestly, it's something worth trying, everybody. So, guys, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below with any questions. I know my boy Abyssteaus will be more than happy to help you all out. Logan JYA, sign off. Have a great day. We'll see you beautiful people later. Peace.
意志がそう四角い空心の隙間埋め